Hello all, Namaste. My name is Prince Aryan and I am from class 5. Today in this video, my grandfather is going to explain you about active and passive voice. You must be knowing active and passive voice is a really difficult topic. But today we both are going to make it easy for your understanding and for your learning. So let's start our today's session. So Grandpa, please go on with what is active and passive voice.
Dear learners, previously, of course, we have discussed something about the verbs. Now, let us come to a new chapter, which of course a new chapter, simultaneously a very difficult chapter also, and the chapter is called the voice change. Voice change means what? Voice change is, of course, there are two kinds of voices, active voice and passive voice. Let me explain you what is active voice. When a person does his work directly, it is called active voice. And passive voice means when that work is done by the same person without any change of meaning, it is called passive voice. Now, I think you are becoming very clear about active voice and passive voice. And in order to make a sentence passive voice, first of all, we have to find out that this sentence must have three important aspects. Number one, the sentence must have a subject. Number two, the sentence must have a verb. And number three, the sentence must have one or two objects. Now, with this, that is what we say in a scientific rule, S plus V plus O1, O2. That is subject plus verb plus object 1, object 2. Now, with this, let us just analyze the different rules of passive voice.
So friends, I hope you understand what is active and passive voice, and so let me just briefly say more about it. So active voice is something that in which a sentence, the subject of the sentence does the work directly, but in passive voice the subject of the sentence does the work indirectly. So this thing my grandfather has explained you very clearly, and to convert an active voice to a passive sentence, what we need to do is we just need three things. What are they? First one is the subject, then the second one is the verb, and the third one and the most important is a sentence must have one or two objects. So these three are the main things that are required to make the conversion between active and passive. So please go on.
Yes. Now, let us see that the rules of the passive voice. Rule 1. The subject of the active voice must be changed as the object of the passive voice, followed by the agent by. Number 2. The object of the active voice must be changed as the subject of the passive voice. Number 3. The verb of the active voice is changed according to the tense rule. Number 4. According to the tense rule, we have learnt 12 kinds of sentences, like the 4 forms of the present tense, 4 forms of the past tense, and 4 forms of the future time. So out of the present tense, the 4 forms of the present tense, the present simple, present progressive, present perfect, we will have just the passive voice, and the past, present perfect progressive, we will have normally no passive voice. Similarly, in the past tense, we have also the first 3 forms, like the past simple, past progressive, past perfect. We will have the passive voice, with a variation that the past perfect progressive will have virtually no passive voice. Similarly, the future time has only 2 forms to be eligible for passive voice. One is the future simple and the future perfect. Future progressive and future perfect progressive we will have normally no voice change. I think you must have been clear about the four rules of the passive voice. Now, let me just do one by one. First of all, start the passive voice, the passive forms of the present tense, and we have already said earlier that the present tense has just the three forms to be changed to passive voice. One is the present simple, the present progressive, and the present perfect. Now let us see. If a sentence will be the present simple, it can be converted into passive voice by the following rule. The rule is subject plus ejammer plus VPP plus by plus object. In order to make it more clear, I can give an example that my grandmother visits the temple every day. Here, in this sentence, my grandmother is the subject, visits the verb with the present simple, and the temple is just the object. Now let us convert this. The temple is visited by my grandmother every day. I think you must have been clear. Number B, present progressive. Present progressive sentence can be changed to passive voice by the following rule. Rule is subject plus ejammer plus being plus VPP plus by plus object. Let me give you an example. The boy is writing the answer in the examination. The sentence will be converted into passive as uh, the answer is being written by the boy in the examination. Are you clear? Now the number C, the present perfect. The present perfect sentence can be converted into passive voice by the following rule. The rule is subject plus hajarha plus been plus VPP plus by plus object. Let me give an example. The student has completed his course. This is the sentence of the present perfect, and it can be changed to passive voice like this, that his course has been completed by the boy. I think we have just understood all the three forms of the present tense. And the next come to the past tense. Past tense has also the similar three forms like the past simple, past progressive, past perfect. And past simple will be converted into passive voice by the following rule, like subject plus was were plus VPP plus by plus object. Let me just give an example. Macbeth saw the witches. The answer will be, its passive voice will be, the witches were seen by Macbeth. Clear? Number B, progressive. Progressive sentence will be, past progressive sentence will be converted to passive voice like this, that subject plus was or were plus being plus VPP plus by plus object. Let me just tell you, uh, Santiago was catching the biggest fish. The answer will be, the biggest fish was being caught by Santiago. Clear?
Yes.
And number C, perfect, past perfect. The rule will be subject plus had plus been plus VPP plus by plus object. And the example will be, let me give an example. He had done his homework. The passive voice will be, his homework had been done by him. Are you clear of the two tenses, present
Yes.
tense and the past
Past
tense?
tense.
Let us just come to the future time. And we have already said that the future time, out of the four forms of the future time, only two forms will have just a change of passive voice. One is the future simple, another the future perfect. And here future progressive and future perfect progressive will have normally no passive voice. Number 1. A. Simple. Future simple. Future simple will be converted into passive voice by the following rule. The rule will be subject plus shall rule plus be plus VPP plus by plus object. Let me just give an example. He will compose a new poem for my birthday. Answer will be a new poem will be composed by him for my birthday. Are you clear?
Yes.
And last one is future perfect. Future perfect will be changed to passive voice according to the following rule. The rule will be subject plus shall will plus have plus been plus VPP plus by plus object. And the rule will be like this, and the example is my teacher will have completed his course, and the answer will be his course will have been completed by my teacher. These are all total 8 forms of sentences of active voice which are just being done into passive voice by the following rules. And I think you must have understood it clearly. And this is just the first part of the passive voice. We have in this first part, we have completed the 8 forms of the sentences according to the tense pattern, 8 forms of sentences into passive voice. And in my next discussion with you, I shall just tell you something about the kinds of the negative sentences and the kinds of imperative sentences and the kind of interrogative sentences into passive voice. Clear?
Yes.
So with this, I conclude my speech, and I hope you have better understood this. And in the next discussion with you, I shall just go to the negative sentences. Clear?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, friends, it is clearly visible that everyone who is watching my video can understand everything that my grandfather has taught you today. And you know, the children who don't have, idea about future time, they must be asking one question. They must be having one question in their mind. Why is future said as time but not at future tense? So this question, many of my friends also personally asked me. So I thought that I will ask the same question to my grandpa, and he will say it to all my viewers who are watching this video.
Yes, it's a very important questions, and everybody must have a very clear idea about that. Why present is a tense, past is a tense, but future is not a tense, and future is just a time. Before just telling you about this explanation, I want to tell you that in the modern English grammar, in the olden English grammar, of course, future was taken as a tense, but in the modern English grammar, future was not taken as a tense because of the following two reasons. Number one, future always takes us to a story of uncertainty. That's whether it will happen or it will not happen, we are not sure about it. So this is called the uncertainty. For uncertainty, future is not a tense but a time. And the second thing is that the grammarians, those who have just written this, they have already explained that future is not a tense because it is just a reverted form of the present tense. They don't want to make the future a tense uh, differently, but they want to say that future is not a tense but a time because it is only the reverted form of the present tense. Once again, I can tell you, suppose I say that in present tense we are telling I am doing this work. And this sentence is of course written in the present progressive form. But this sentence can be done in the future time that I shall do this work. So having the same meaning, uh, and that's why it is called the reverted form of the present tense. That's why future is not a tense but a time.
So friends, I hope you understand this concept, and for such more fun and amazing videos, be sure to subscribe my channel, like, and also share your thoughts in this channel only. And at the conclusion, at the last, I just wanted to thank again my grandfather to come again one of my videos of my YouTube channel. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So friends, if you want to know more about verbs and their uses, you can go to my channel and see that video for better understanding of verbs. In that video, my grandfather has explained it verbs very nicely, so you can go and check it out. You can also get it in the description box below and also in the I button at the top of the screen. Bye all, see you in the next video. Thank you so much.